Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of the People's Republic of China.
女士们、先生，请起立，奏唱中华人民共和国国歌。
Hello everyone and welcome to Beijing, China, a city of just over 22 million residents, a host city to the 2008 Summer Olympic Games, and 4 years ago, the host of the 2022 Winter Olympic Games. Beijing has the rich history of hosting the greatest sporting event known to mankind. This week, this wonderful and welcoming city plays host to Skate to Milano, the last chance for the dreams of many to be realized. I'm Ted Barton along with Mark Hanratty, and we have the honor to bring you this continuing journey of Olympic dreams for these athletes. Mark, both you and I have been athletes, dreamt of these games. What is it that makes it so compelling?
Oh, the Olympic Games, surely the aspiration of any athlete, and to consider now so many of the skaters that are here in Beijing vying for that coveted spot is just, it's incredibly emotional, it's exciting, and I am so keen to see what is going to take place over the next 3 days.
And if one wants to talk about an Olympic environment, this is it. You don't get much bigger than this. Yes, we won't have a huge audience here, but look at this facility. It was the Olympic hockey facility. It is now the road to Milano. It's exciting for all these athletes.
Yeah, and for many of the athletes, their ambition is undoubtedly to get to the Olympics with a very real prospect of it, but there are some athletes who are conscious that their chances are limited. But to be in this venue, in the way that it is prepared and in the way that it is set up, is almost giving them their own mini Olympics experience in advance of the real thing later to come in this season. And so many of the athletes are just already acknowledging what an incredible venue this is and how exciting this Skate to Milano event will be.
Well, our first event is the rhythm dance. This is your area of expertise and passion, no question about that. And it is amazing. We've spoken to a lot of athletes this week about their excitement to be here, and it's extraordinary. This is not the Olympic Games. It's the road to Milano. It's a stop, maybe the final stop for many of these athletes, and some will earn the right as they continue. As we take a look at the start order for the rhythm dance today, Mark.
And for the skaters that you see, the names of the skaters that we see on screen now, some of them have, you know, as I said, a very real awareness of the fact that they are here to participate in an exciting event, and for others, their expectations are very, very different. Some are almost frustrated in part to be here because they didn't secure their spot at the World Championships in Boston last season, and so very different perspectives, very different energies, all with one burning, passionate ambition to be able, if they haven't done it already, to call themselves Olympians.
2 words, Olympic Games. Lives in the minds and the hearts of even the youngest athlete, from the age of 4 and 5, when they take their first step onto the ice, and they dream about the possibilities, and they watch on television their heroes, and they aspire to be like them. And this journey along the way gives a richness to their life, but also brings along with that a lot of stress and a lot of excitement and anxiety, but a journey they'll never forget.
And as we, consider those stresses, there are other athletes that have already secured their spot at the Olympic Games in Milano Cortina who are perhaps back home training or perhaps en route to some Challenger Series events. And it's interesting that you mentioned that about the stresses of being an Olympian participant, because this is a huge step on the route as we look at the judges and the officials that are officiating this event. It's a huge landmark spot, but then whether the athletes are successful in this or not, it will then add, as you say, increased cortisol, increased stress levels, because they then have 4 more months of training to get to the game.
We talked about off air, of course, our own experiences, and although we didn't skate at the Olympic Games, that journey to try to get there provided us a pathway we could not have even believed, and here we are, following the sport. We're so lucky and honored and privileged.
And perhaps in light of the fact that unfortunately neither of us had that coveted amazing tagline of becoming Olympians, it increases our excitement and respect for what is to come for some of these athletes.
And here we will be introduced to the first group in the rhythm dance.
Please welcome the skaters. From Israel.
Big introduction. There's our first team.
And as they step onto the ice, the presentation similar and akin to what skating fans saw in Boston at the World Championships in March of this year. They're Shira Ishilov and Mikhail Nosovitsky. And now the turn of the Georgian ice dance team, Maria Kazakova and Vladislav Kaczynski. Now to the Azerbaijan skaters Samantha Ritter and Daniel Brikolov. And now to the skaters representing the host nation, Shiyu Wang and Jinyu Liu.
Well, quite the introduction to these athletes, and we know that it sort of pumps them all up, and they're excited. It's a new process, if you will, that the ISU has introduced last year. It's exciting, and they're trying to work very hard at these events, being exciting every moment of the competition, even when the skaters are not performing, and they've done a great job with that.
And as part of the Vision 2030, an athlete-centered approach and giving the athletes more of a spotlight, and so it's fun to see them introduced in the way that they are. And this will be something that, as I said, we saw in Boston, and now we'll continue to see at major events like this. And for some of these skaters, they'll have been used to that kind of experience in Boston. For some, just that in itself, being introduced to the venue in that kind of capacity, in that kind of manner, increases the hype of this for them. This is, we cannot underestimate what a huge deal this event is for these young humans, as we see now. Shira and Mikhail.
Yeah, this used to be in Oberstdorf.
Yes. And the Nebelhorn Trophy was the Challenger Series event, which previously was used as an Olympic qualifier, and that was integrated into the Challenger Series competition. And so for many Olympic cycles, over the past 5 Olympic cycles, I believe, that event was the venue for the final spots to be secured. Now it's been given its own credence, its own separate competition, and it just heightens the excitement.
And I think if you ask any one of the athletes that this feels more like an Olympic Games than just an Olympic qualifier, the way this has been staged here in Beijing, it's incredible.
Yeah, and I suppose, you could argue a blessing and a curse, because when the Olympic qualifying event was within the Nebelhorn Trophy, that was a big deal. That was nerve-wracking, but perhaps athletes could have been a little bit more under the radar with their Olympic aspiration. This, though, it's all about Skate to Milano. It is all about who's going to make those top 4 spots in the ice dance competition, and so there's no hiding from the seismic feel of it for each of the skaters.
No, it has a new sense of pressure. I mean, every competition is pressure. You want to do your best, etc. But when there's only so many spots and so many teams, in this case, in the rhythm dance, it's going to be tight. third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Those teams are so close to making their dream. When it comes down to the free dance, it's going to be exciting, stressful, and a great joy for some and some disappointment for others. But that is not only the sport, but that's life.
And as we're obviously looking at the ice dance competition to open proceedings, as a generalization, the ice dance event doesn't have as much scope for obvious glaring mistake. However, we see Alison Reed and Saulius Ambrolevicius, the final team to compete in this rhythm dance. They are effectively here because they did make mistakes at the World Championships. So the ice dancers are not immune to making mistakes which can have massive repercussions on their aspirations.
Well, as we cover the Junior Grand Prix, we've seen that. I mean, juniors are a lot different than the seniors, but still, we've seen more mistakes in dance. Dance is beautiful, and it's wonderful, and it's entertaining. It's also very risky, because one slip of one edge, one little bobble will make the difference, can make the difference.
And we are effectively still early in the season. Although the Olympic Games is still a few months away, for many skaters, at this point in the season, they're still on a trajectory to peak towards the World Championships in March. So that perhaps the reason that when we've been watching the Junior Grand Prix, we're seeing more scope for mistake, because the athletes are still relatively newer to their material.
Now, Mark, let's talk a little bit about what people can expect in the senior rhythm dance. We've been covering the juniors up to this point. We jump into the seniors here, and what can they expect?
Well, same. In some respects for the juniors this year, the requirements for the rhythm dance for the season 2025 and 2026 are music, dance styles, and feeling of the 1990s. And the rhythm dance for this season takes inspiration from the high energy and entertaining dance styles from this decade. Any music is possible as long as it was released either originally or as a cover version in the 1990s. And so you've got some examples of pop, street Latin, house, techno, hip hop, grunge, and rock. We've seen, as we have been watching the Junior Grand Prix, there's a lot of Backstreet Boys. We have some common recurring themes that are more popular than others, but
I like the word grunge. I don't know, it's just got the rings street dance.
Yeah, I haven't seen grunge on the juniors yet. I wonder if we'll see that.
No, we haven't. You know,
That's
it's not a lot in my life, but you know, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. So what are the things to really watch out for here? Where will mistakes be made, perhaps? What's the riskiest element in this discipline?
Generally, for the ice dancers, it is the twizzles. So it's sequential twizzles that are to be performed in a rhythm dance. It's a set of sequential twizzles, 2 twizzles, and they have to rotate. Well, these teams will all be going for level 4, so rotating in either direction. If I'm to guess where any mistakes might be, it might be in the less comfortable direction of the rotation of the twizzle, but I don't want to cast any negative energy on any of these teams. Everybody's going to hopefully skate at their absolute best.
Well, here we go. The start of the road skate to Milano begins right now with the rhythm dance in our first team.
What an honor and excitement it is for Shira Ishilov and Mikhail Nosovitsky together, just 5 months.
Well, 23 and 22 years of age, brand new team as the season. Mikhail used to skate with his twin sister Maria, so as this team we do not have a large international record to date.
And they will be the first of the teams to perform to Ricky Martin for their rhythm dance.
¡Uepa! 1, 2, 3, un pasito para adelante, María. 1, 2, 3, un pasito para atrás. She's one that always turns me
Shira Ishilov and Mikhail Nosovitsky knew that it would be possible that they would be the opening team based on their world ranking coming into this event. What an honor it is for them to open up this inaugural Olympic qualifier as skates to Milano, and they have obviously skated in a way that has really, really delighted them as we see their reaction to that performance.
Well, great energy as we start this competition, no question. And, you know, exciting for the athletes and the coaches and maybe the parents back home watching, or maybe they're here, but an exciting moment for all these teams as they race to Milano.
And, you know, how wonderful for this team to be here at all. They announced their partnership on May the 9th. And they've said that they're very excited to start this new and exciting chapter together, and what a huge stepping stone very earlier in their partnership to have something as momentous as this. They head towards their coach, Galicia. Marachi. Very great ice dance energy here, the twizzles. One step in between the first and the second. The arm creature with the arms extended out in front of their body. Their level features to attain level 4, which has been successfully awarded by the panel, and their typical entry into their rotational lift. One short lift for all of the dance teams competing in this season's rhythm dance.
Well, they've done well on the GOEs, Mark. They're the positive on all 5 of the elements. The level 4 for the Twizzles, just a 2 and a 1 for the midline 7.
And that will be, we assume as this event continues, a big differentiation in the results, which the teams will be pushing towards the 3s and the tap dance type step, and the midline, midline or the diagonal non-touch element. But how wonderful to see that reaction.
There we go, the first team under our belt.
Yeah.
The competition started.
Hey.
The scores, please.
Oh, big exhale from Coach Gali.
Let's take a look at their rhythm dance scores. First team in the event. They have a 62.55. They look pretty happy with that score to start the rhythm dance.
Thank you.
Our next skaters represent Georgia.
And the second team competing in the rhythm dance, Georgia's Maria Kazakova and Vladislav Kaczynski.
Well, both these skaters are 21 years of age, and both do not have any competition record from this last season. They are coached by Matteo Zani.
Teamed up just last year, but due to a lack of release, they couldn't compete. And now their debut.
Well, nice job, Mark. I was wondering how much, and it's not measurable really, but how much do you reduce the energy of the program through the stress that you enter that program?
Yes.
Because they skated a beautiful program, there's no question. But is that their top, program out of in competition? Or in
Because
practice?
of the enormity of the occasion,
Yeah,
but wanting
exactly.
to skate clean, of course. But it's interesting because Maria Kazakova, she's already an Olympian. She competed at the 2022 Games in this city and then retired, and she'd explained that turning as a pro and coaching and working with skaters helped her to realize how much she still wanted to express herself in the competitive arena, pouring her thoughts and her feelings and her emotions onto the ice. And so now, she's back, that she wants to be back out there, she wants to be expressing, but of course it's not just expressing now because we're at the Olympic game, at the Olympic skate to Milano. She doesn't just want to pour her thoughts out, she
And
wants
it's a new team.
yeah. Wants
New
to be
experience yet again.
back. Yeah. So we look at the twizzles. They've been assigned level 4 as we look at the rotation lift currently under review from the technical panel.
And as we see on the junior or senior, you rarely see a lift in ice dance that's not level 4 at this level of competition.
So much of what will happen in this event as we see the emotion pouring out of Maria there, her partner Vladislav, will be about grades of execution, the positive features achieved by these dance teams to facilitate the judging panel giving higher grades of execution. And they're looking to try to achieve +3s, +4s, and maximum +5 as Maria and Vladislav are caught. It was interesting. We'll see Matteo Zani, their coach, and Katarina Muller, and they were all over the place ringside, and it makes me emotional seeing the coaches too because they too are so invested.
When you watch the coaches beside the boards, they're dancing it with them. The anxiety and the stress, and they know every step because they designed it.
Exactly.
The scores, please.
Let's take a look at the rhythm dance scores.
Maria Kazakova.
Lead over 62.56 to take the lead. They have a 59.53. It is a season's best, but that'll put them currently in the second place.
Season's best. They are currently in second place.
阿拉邦和马基斯基纪录得分为59点53
And as the event begins to unfold, they start to see it where they sit in this position. It's just 2 skaters in, we know that, but they start to look at where they will end up, how far away from those Olympic spots they will be.
And now the next team representing Azerbaijan, Samantha Ritter and Daniel Brikolov.
22 and 24 years of age, both were born in the United States, now represent Azerbaijan. They're coached by Scott Moyer, Madison Hubble, and Adrian Diaz.
This team first met in 2018 as friends and partnered in 2021 after they started dating, and now their partnership continues on the ice as they skate to Depeche Mode.
Reach out, touch faith.
Mark, it's interesting. This is the very first time we've been able to see the rink and the monitor of what the folks back home get to see. So when you look at the ice, you can start to measure speed, which we don't when you're looking at the monitor only. And so my question to you is, of course, you know, you've got the edges, the clean turns, all the things that you require. How important is speed overall? It's not the only thing in skating skills, but how important that is.
Oh, the speed, the flow, the glide will hugely dictate the skating skills, and that the hook for the other components. So it is massive. For me, Ted, though, I can't handle this emotion, because now for Samantha and Daniel, the fall, the mistake, is so devastatingly crushing for these athletes. And now, knowing that they're a couple on and off the ice, I just hope that now, you know, well, I know now they have each other for support to cope with what was where everything essentially we didn't want to happen. Good to see Adrian Diaz, the coach, now hugging them off the ice. He's been here before. He will have had his own multitude of different positive and less positive experiences to be able to help contextualize this. If we look back there, and look at the non-touch step sequence working through the difficult turns, and that's the so frustrating and sad for Daniel there to see the mistake. As we see Twizzles, Group A and Group B features. This team had said that they had not had to debate their music choice in this 1990s, because Enjoy the Nature of the Depeche Mode was always their go-to song for late night car drives, and so they obviously feel connected to the music and the concept, and they will have been living their life together on and off the ice in pursuit of this Olympic dream, as we see the difficult exit for the rotational lift. Just sincerely hope now, Ted, that
I didn't actually see the fall, because that's why I was talking about the speed, because it was one thing, but I could see maybe they pulled back a little bit or lost their momentum because of that fall, but I didn't actually see the fall until you mentioned it.
Essentially then what you did see perhaps is as a knock-on, understandable knock-on impact on the presentation, because they just had a crushing midline step.
And they know the cost of a mistake like that is huge. The score, 45.78 for Samantha and Danielle. That'll put them into third place.
They are currently in third place.
Big hug to them.
Yeah.
Our next skaters represent People's Republic of China.
And now to the skaters representing the host nation for this event, Xiyu Wang and Jinyu Liu.
This team is 31, 30 years of age, have not been on the international championship circuit for the past several years, Mark.
No, but two-time Olympians already, 22nd in 2018, 18th in the 2022 Olympics, vying to compete again in 2026.
在街中偶遇心中的他，兩個決定不聽叫喚跟他歸家。深宵的冷風不准吹去他，他那幽幽眼神快要對我說話，纖纖身形飄飄身形默默轉來吧，對我說浪漫情人愛我嗎？貪心的晚風竟敢擁吻他，將他手法溫溫柔柔每縷每縷放下，庇護的晚風不應撫慰他，我已決意一生護着心中的他。
Mark, it's so interesting to hear music from the 90s of what music we have never heard, or most North Americans would never have heard of.
No, and the only real stipulations for the ice dancers this year is that the music is high energy and crowd pleasing and from the 1990s. So you would assume there is an audience of great amount here, but it's going to be more crowd pleasing to the audience here of locals in China for Shi Yu Wang and Jin Yu Liu. In regards to how the judges assess this, then it is much more about the way in which the program is built in relation to the music, and that there is an intentional or developed concept behind it. I don't know high energy crowd pleasing 1990s Chinese music style, but there was high energy for the team.
It was high energy, and it was entertaining. It was just new to us for sure, and new to most of the judging panel as well. But you know, different cultures, different eras of music.
And I think that's something that the Ice Dance Technical Committee are really eager to continue to push and explore, is that they're giving the skaters a decade's worth of music from which to pursue and explore. And we will see actually throughout this event, as we look at the other dance teams, that many skaters are choosing music from their own respective nations as we look at the twizzles. And interestingly here, for Shi Wang, it looks like the technical panel have just given her a level 2. I think she might have spun the right forward outside the second twizzle and not continued the rotation across the ice. That may be the reason why she lost a couple of levels and thus the technical element score diminished. Here, choreographic rhythm sequence. So some criteria for this, for the team, but it's all based on that grade of execution to secure a bigger tech score. See the typical entry into rotational lift. Liu endeavouring to cover as much ice as possible. That will be a factor, helping to ascertain the kind of grade of execution the team will achieve in the rotational lift.
But one of the interesting things about this is that we are being introduced to the cultures around the world of the different eras. And I think that's so important to make it global, ice dance global. And it's been always, in the past, a bit of a difficult challenge for cultures that were not understood.
And I think for many teams they feel obligated to choose something that is perhaps a little bit more mainstream. So we do see a lot of Backstreet Boys, we've seen a lot of Ricky Martin during the Junior Grand Prix, and that's completely understandable, but great that skaters have the confidence to pick something that is perhaps not as mainstream, but something that is true to them. And then how they take something that is less conventionally known or acknowledged and create something that the judges have to reward based on the concept, the choreography, and the composition of what they have done.
Let's take a look at their rhythm dance scores. 67.59. That is first so far in this event, so that pleases the audience that is here. Patrice Lauzon in the kiss and cry with this team, and Pascal Denis as well.
And there, the results thus far. Wang and Liu have a comfortable lead of 5 points already as the voice of PJ Kwang gets ready to introduce us to the next group of ice dancers. The Armenian team of Kristina Dobrosa-Dardova and Alessandro Pellegrini. The Mexican ice dancers using their walk to the ring.
What fun.
Yeah, great to see that. Harlow Stanley and Seiji Vigorano. Kazakhstan's Gakar Naruzova, Boyasangor Tatiev. And then to the Cypriot dance team, Angelina Kudratseva and Ilya Karankovic. Taking their time.
And Mark, we didn't talk about this, or I didn't ask you the question, but are there any favorites coming into this event?
One more team to welcome to the ice. That's Chelsea Vahe and Sharim van Geffen. The Dutch representatives get ready to start this 5-minute warm-up for the rhythm dance. And in regards to favorites for this event, Ted, to me, I'm almost a little bit reluctant to give a favorite. However, Alison Reid and Saulius Ambrulevicius, the Lithuanian team, they have had medals at ISU Championship. They've been bronze medalists at the European Championships in Kaunas, Lithuania in 2024. They have been numerous times within top 10 at Worlds and at Europeans. They just had a nightmare rhythm dance in Boston. And what is particularly poignant and pertinent about that is the fact that they have now achieved citizenship for Alison. They have twice qualified a space for the Olympic Games, but hadn't had the citizenship. It seems particularly cruel that when they finally achieved the citizenship, that they didn't qualify by right from the World Championships, but they are ready, they are prepared, and we look forward to seeing them as the last team to compete, as we just look at Christina and Alessandro. And it was interesting as we watched that first group, Ted. The start order for this competition is based upon the world rankings, so we have to assume that the teams that are in the final flight will be the ones more likely to take those 4 very coveted spots for the Olympic Games. But even as we watched that first group, you could tell it is important. Everybody, I think, even for those, especially in the ice dance competition, where we are probably safer to predict the outcome of the top 4 teams that will qualify, I sense that as we watch the kiss and cry that everybody still has the dream.
Yeah, and we've seen it just on the juniors so far, mistakes can happen, and we saw a lot of movement so far. But that's the juniors. It's a different thing, a different stage of development, of course. These are more solid, more seasoned athletes. But you make a big mistake, a fall by 1 or 2, and it can be the difference.
And as we have seen already in this competition, a fall within an element has an even more catastrophic impact on the success of the team. So,
and not only that, it does affect the overall performance, of course. You can tighten up a little bit, you might lose your speed, or it's such a nerve-wracking, it's tightrope walking in ice dance. You can't afford a misstep.
And that's the thing that now, for me, I'm so conscious as we head throughout not just the ice dance event, but the women's, the men's, and the pairs disciplines yet to come, is the job of the judges in this. And for me, and for you, I'm sure, Ted, too, I could almost have cried in the first group just thinking about, this means so much to these skaters and the coaches and the teams. And it's hard not to then get emotionally involved in wanting to give, the scores or to give more levels on the elements, because you want the best for all the teams. But the judges and the technical panel, they've got the criteria. I've got the communications right in front of me. We know those rules, and the judges have to have such strong justification for each and every creative execution assigned and each and every one of the 3 program component scores.
Well, and on the Junior Grand Prix, we've been able to hear the technical panel. They're so professional in what they do. It's just excellent work. Here, we do not hear.
No.
Okay, but back on the junior, it's just an experiment. We're learning how to embed some of what they're doing into our commentary to give the audience a feeling of transparency of what's happening at the moment, right? But we don't hear that here at this competition at the moment, but it's an initiative that the ISU is working on.
Yes, and part of Vision 2030 is all about that transparency and opening up. And it's interesting, as we look down from our viewpoint in this commentary booth, we can see the technical panel, and those are Olympic athletes themselves, and they are giving up their time to be here to support the skaters. They are not paid, they're here to give up their time because they love the sport too, and they want the best for the athletes.
And it's also an honor for them too, because they have gone through to get to that panel. You cannot believe the stress that they have gone through, not in skating, but on the testing of becoming a technical specialist or assistant technical or controller. It is pressure, and it's really difficult to get through, and some really very knowledgeable people don't make it because it's a teamwork.
Yeah, and I mean, I kind of assume that as we're discussing the Skate to Milano event here, that there are many people listening that are experienced ice dance aficionados. But for those that aren't aware, as you say, the role of the technical specialist, it's intense.
Yeah.
It is
And
intense.
in dance, it's so detailed, and it's very, very difficult. They have some tools and some assets to be able to help them for sure, but maybe not as much as might come in the future. We've talked about artificial intelligence on the juniors being tested now in this year and maybe applied in the future to the sport of skating. Not replacing judging at all in any shape or form, but replacing perhaps some elements that can be assessed more accurately and consistently.
Yeah, and it was interesting throughout the Junior Grand Prix we spoke to head of the Ice Dance Technical Committee, Sean Redstadt, and he was discussing some of the proposals which we can perhaps go into later. But for now, the warm-up's over.
Here we go.
Oof.
You're stressed, aren't you?
I am. My palms are sweating for these guys. This is huge, huge moments in the lives of these young athletes.
It is. It's a long journey, and it's, for some, maybe their end and others at the beginning, but it's a dream. It has been a dream.
Opening this second group in the rhythm dance competition, Armenia's Kristina Dobrosardova and Alessandro Pellegrini.
Christina's 19, Alessandro 23. They are the Armenian champions, 29th at Europeans last year. Personal best score in the rhythm dance, 54.49. But they will need much more than that to take the lead.
Let's go, girls. Come on. No inhibitions, make no conditions, get a little out of line. I ain't gonna act a little correct. I only wanna have a good time. The best thing about being a woman is the prerogative to have a little fun. Really go wild, doing love in style. I wanna be free, yeah, feel the way I feel. Man, I feel like a woman. The girls need a break tonight. We're gonna take a chance to get out on the town. We don't need romance, we only want an answer. We're gonna let our hang down. The best thing about being a woman is the prerogative to have a little fun. I wanna be free, yeah, feel the way I feel. Man, I feel like a woman. I feel like a woman. That don't impress me So you got a car that don't impress me much. Okay, so what do you think, you're Elvis or something? That don't impress me.
Armenia's Kristina Dobrosardova and Alessandro Pellegrini completed their rhythm dance to the Shania Twain classics. Very 1990s, iconic 1990s music for the Armenian dance team.
Yeah, Mark, they were actually 10th at the World University Games last year in Torino. So probably students.
Juggling.
Yeah.
As so many of these athletes do, juggling such intense lives, trying to be elite Olympic caliber skaters. And
yeah, it's, you know, and it's one of the things that we don't talk much about in this. We're following the skating, we're talking about what they've done on the ice, but the lead up to that, living probably away from home, going to university, maybe having another job, plus chasing this dream. It's a lot.
It's incomprehensibly intoxicating. So much of their life will be consumed by being here, by preparing for this event.
Come on.
A little look back. Spread eagle position for Alessandro, the difficult feature, and there the difficult entry into their straight line lift.
And really cute, you may or may not see that here at the exit of this, worked perfectly with the music. He tips her back and forth right there. And there it is. It was just a small detail, but a nice little nuance.
Yeah. That will be part of the positive features that they're trying to achieve to secure that higher grade of execution as we look through their non-touch step sequence. Working through here, right forward, outside rocker, trying to make sure this is as crystal clean as possible to up the level for the team.
I feel like a woman.
As we see the passionate commitment from Christina to the finish position to conclude the RT.
You know, we've talked a lot about that joy when a team or a skater has done the very best that they can do. No matter what the score is, you feel that joy. You might be disappointed with the number. We'll see right here in a moment. But they look pretty happy with what they had performed on the ice. We'll take a look at this score, 52.27. And that will put Christina and Alessandro into fourth place.
罗伯谢尔道瓦和带来各位运动者的美52.27分。
Not too much up, not too much down. They're kind of neutral.
Yeah. Coach Alexei Sitnikov just assessing the levels, I think, assigned. As we look now to the Mexican representatives here at Skate 2 Milano, Carlo Lanella Stanley and partner Seiji Urano.
18 and 24 years old, both born in the United States. They trained with Alexei Kilikov and Elena Novak. They were 14th at the Four Continents last season. Well, Mark, this team came out in their introduction with lots of energy, pointing to the camera, looking at the camera, excited to be here. We saw that energy carried over into this program. And we don't know technically because there's so much detail to be judged, but certainly I think for them, that was a good performance.
Yeah, and I actually think, could be wrong here, but I think that was her mother that was just caught on camera, Harlow's mother, in the audience, and just confirmation of what a moment it is. And we've seen Harlow on the junior circuit, and we've seen her develop and grow, as you see. I think her mom again.
Yeah.
And it's just wonderful to see that, that performance ability. That's amazing.
Yeah, and if you take the emotions of the athletes for the moment and then triple that, that's what the parents are going through. Yeah. The highs and the lows are so high and so low because there's nothing they can do. But they see their kids enjoying and living a dream.
Yeah.
Chasing a dream.
Yeah. And I think for Harlow and Seiji, we'll get a chance to look back at some of the replays of that performance. A couple of little wobbles, and I think that their reaction as they leave the ice pile is joyful to be here. Perhaps not the cleanest of skate for the couple. Look back, and I mean, because we have a reference point for Harlow as a junior, I just see such improvement in clarity in her movements. She obviously worked extremely hard, and now with this new partnership with Seiji. Through that right forward outside, and then into Group C feature for their final level feature. And here, you can see the little lack of control there for Seiji on that. Not sure that would be assigned by the tech panel. A chance to look back to now the choreo rhythm sequence when the energy levels were upped. And there. What,
she's completely in it. Harlow is right in that. That's awesome.
And actually Seiji too as well. As we discuss the different disciplines over the course of the next 3 days, the ice dance discipline certainly wants the extroverted of our sport, and Seiji and Harlow absolutely perfectly fitted for this amazing aspect.
And the commitment of the athletes into that has to impact the the composition of the presentation, all of that for the judges. When you see that pure joy, I mean, obviously there's technical details that have to be assessed, but that was a great job, great energy, and I think they love the experience. 49.82 for Harlow and Seiji. That'll put them currently into 5th place.
来第二组队和队12运动得分，自行队阿尔登现在列第5位。
Our next skaters represent Kazakhstan.
And now to the Kazakhstan team, Gaukar Narazova and Boyasangar Datyev.
They are 24 and 26 years of age, 13th at 4 continents last season, Mark.
And this team have had to have some remote coaching with their coaching staff, not able to be on site with their coaches as much as they would like. But now, here skating at Skate to Milano to music by Prince.
Thunder all through the night. Promise to see Jesus in the morning light. Take my hand, it'll be alright. Come on, save your soul tonight. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Hello, welcome to the Dawn, playground for the new power generation.
Boy, just unfortunate on that set of twizzles, Mark.
Yeah, and perhaps some of the mistakes that we have seen happening throughout the course of this rhythm dance already are testament to the adrenaline, the nerves, the passion that the skaters have to try to secure one of the spots, and if not to secure a spot, to represent their nation well, because it's not the Olympic Games, but it's the Skate 2 Milano. We're getting close, and so there's so many factors as we see skating fans applaud rinkside in the desperation to skate well. This is a big event. It's not a Challenger Series, it's not a Grand Prix, but it's still high pressure and a big deal.
And in many ways, it's the biggest event for some of these athletes because they have a shot at making a spot, which they don't in a Grand Prix event necessarily, right? So I think this is so exciting and nerve-wracking for them. And we see some little mistakes here and there. Anxious at the moment.
Yeah, and you can see as they are greeted by their coaches, the obvious consequence, and the awareness from the coaches of the mistakes made and how that will impact upon the scores for Gaoka and Boyasanga. As we look back there, so here we see the jump entry, that, and then just dropping it, and then so many issues now because he will have had just be one step between the first and second twizzle and the sequential twizzles in the rhythm dance. Not sure.
Base.
Oh no. So a base value for one partner, and then the very big negative rate of execution. They're left at just 2.5 points as opposed to the leaders who have almost 7.5 points. So, you know, just an indication of the 5-point loss.
Dropping 5-point loss on one element.
Yeah.
Big.
But, you know, the good thing for Gaoka and Boyasanga as we see their curve lip, and this was actually great with the music, as Gaoka was articulating the music with their arm. They come from a skating nation which isn't necessarily hugely developed in ice dance. Kazakhstan obviously has some incredible male single skaters, but not so developed in ice dance. And their coach Sara Hurtado was just explaining that, you know, she is an ice dancer from a smaller skating nation, is doing all she can to help them to represent, to elevate the Kazakhstan ice dance community.
Right. It's not only about now, it's about building for the future and the next generation who will be watching this back at home.
And we have there Sara Hurtado and Kirill Kalyavan, who represented Spain at Olympic Games, and they, you know, helping next generation. And it's great to see that skaters that we've seen within a couple of recent Olympic cycles now as coaches in the Kiss and Cry, elevating other.
And Sarah having such infectious energy.
Oh, she's just amazing.
You know, I can imagine just being inspired as an athlete with her as a coach.
I think if you were tired and didn't want to run through, Sarah's energy would elevate you to get it done. Yeah.
Calm at the moment, but waiting for the scores. Everyone is always in anticipation of what will that number be. They know that they've lost some points on that mistake of the twizzles. This they understand, but they just don't know how far away that will take them.
And you know, I think I touched on with Gaoka and Boyasanga, they didn't have the optimal preparation. They weren't able to get to the coaches. They were working remotely via Zoom and WhatsApp, so
not easy.
Rhythm
dance score is a 50.64, and that'll put them currently into 5th place. Lost about 4 to 5 points. That'll drop them down the ranking, further away from those spots.
Our next skaters represent Cyprus.
And now to the team representing Cyprus, Angelina Kudratseva and Ilya Karankovic.
Well, 19 and 21 years of age, they were the first team from Cyprus to win a medal at the ISU Junior Grand Prix in 2021. Then they missed a good portion of 2023-2024 season with an injury.
For me, it's just so wonderful to see this team back. Angelina and Ilya, I remember at a Junior Grand Prix practice event 2 years ago, she broke 2 bones in her leg and they were ruled out.
In Gdansk.
Yeah, and I remember vividly at that event thinking, God, this team's so exciting. I was really actively looking forward to seeing them, and then that had a huge impact on their trajectory. And they said, whilst many people are using Backstreet Boys, that they're particularly connected to it, and they said that after the difficult injuries, this is a thank you to all their fans who have helped and supported them. And now when we see this performance, you would know that the team has gone through the hell that they've been through.
And I don't know, I'm not a technical person so much in ice dance, but I'm going, this clearly had more ice coverage, more speed, bags of energy throughout that performance. We'll see what that translates into the scores, but to me that was a step above maybe what we've seen so far. I'm not sure.
And to me, Matteo and Katarina join the ringside, we can see the influence of those coaches now, those coaches responsible for so many senior teams at World Championship level, and I can see the impact that Matteo and Barbara and Katarina have had on the way in which they just strike the blade and fundamentally.
And they themselves were dancing to the side of the board all the way through.
They are the off-show show. Like, they are like
sideshow.
And actually, as we look back at Angelina and Ilya, the coaches can show the emotion of this moment. Angelina and Ilya, as I was watching them versus their coaches, they have to showcase the responsibility and the professionalism of performing. Their coaches are showcasing how much it means, the emotion of it, really, as we see them not totally in sync in the twizzles. Actually, I think it wasn't too busy gabbing to look back at those twizzles because it's a level 1 that's going in for Ilya. So that's testament perhaps some breaks in the rotation. The technical panel just reviewed that and drop level, so the tech score has diminished there. This pull through reminded me a little bit of Mel Davis and Charlie White, some of the lifts that they did. That they're difficult entry, and what we see as we watch Angelina and Ilya in this rotational lift is a step up from the juniors. Many will get level 4, but these senior teams at this level pushing to get more difficult, more judge a friendly grade of execution difficult entries.
4 out of those 5 elements are nicely into the positive GOE, so the quality of the execution technical elements are really the extra points.
Yeah, and they're that dynamic finish from the team. What we haven't touched on too much is the impact of the level on the step sequence and on the pattern dance type step, and it's just a level 1 assigned to Angelina and Ilya, that meaning just one of the 4 difficult turns has been assigned as cleanly given, and these are the factors which will dictate so much of this result. And look, Katarina Muller to the left of the screen, she's got her Olympic rings necklace from when she competed with Tim Deek at the games. You know, that just gives us an insight. The coach has had the Olympic experience and it still lives on in her, and she wears it around her neck. That's what these athletes want to be able to say themselves.
Well, they have a personal best of 62.15, but they would need a 67.61 to take the lead. Might fall a little bit short on that. These are more anxious moments than normal at competition. Let's take a look. With a dance score of 60.87 for Angelina and Ilya. That'll put them currently in the 3rd place.
3rd place. Our next skater is representing Netherlands.
And now to the team representing the Netherlands, Chelsea Verhey and Shreem van Geffen.
25 and 32 years of age, they are the first Dutch dance team to compete at a World Championship since 1984 last season.
Step in my city. In a pumpkin, she won't tell. She took my heart and she took my money. She must have slipped me a sleeping pill. She never drinks the water, makes you order French champagne. Once you've had a taste of her, you'll never be the same. It should make you go insane. Upside, inside out, she's living la vida loca. She'll push and pull you down. Living la vida loca. She's living la vida loca. She'll make you take your clothes off and go dancing in the rain. She'll make you live a crazy life, or she'll take away your pain like a bullet to your brain. Come on! Upside, inside out, she's living la vida loca. She'll push and pull you down. Living la vida loca. Her lips are red, the rose skin's color mocha. She will wear you out. Living la vida loca. Living la vida loca. Living la vida loca.
Chelsea Verhey and Shireen Van Geffen and Ted, both Chelsea and Shireen and their coaches had explained how much they love to create new and difficult elements in the transitional content, some of the highlights within and throughout, and also the difficult entrance to the rotational lift.
Yeah.
Absolute testament to the fact that this team loves some acrobatics.
That was cool. A little twist coming in.
Really cool. And you do sense that this team likes to be engaged with innovative transitional content.
Yeah, and it helps them set themselves aside a little
Uh-huh.
bit different. Maybe there's a little bit higher risk, but maybe there's a higher reward if done well.
Yeah, and whilst Chelsea and Shireen, their skating skills aren't as clean perhaps and as smooth as that others that we've seen, they they have provided memorable moments there. And so when we have some big coaching stables which produce a lot of semi-similar material, this team stood out, and that's cool. And actually, shout out to their coach, Maxime Nikitin and Alexander Nazarova. They couldn't get the visa in time, so they're not here. So
Oh, wow.
good to see connection from the ice dance community with Sarah and Kirill supporting Chelsea and Shireen here as we look back at the twizzles. There, a little Euler. There, one step between the first and the second. And this, I feel like, I don't know if a knee slide shimmy is 1990. I thought it was. It seemed 1990.
I would know.
But the upside, inside, the lyrics
is
were
cool.
upside down, inside out,
Yeah.
and that's surely the perfect way. I mean, I don't know how you would articulate. I don't know if Ricky Martin ever knew that that's what would happen to his lyrics in an ice dance competition, unless you qualifier. But I think it was the perfect
No, that
movement
worked
choice
well.
for that lyric.
And it's hard. That's got to be done quickly to the music because the words are there fast.
And I've just praised all of the great transitional content. For Chelsea and Shireen, though, the skating skills, just that cleanliness of the match of the way their blades leave the ice, the angle of every line, that wasn't as strong as that which we've seen from some of the other
The
teams.
core of ice dance,
The
the
skating
basic
skills,
skating
yeah.
skills, yeah. And you know that can be dulled a little bit by the stress and the tension of the moment, but basically if you've got really, really strong skating skills, you're still going to show most of that in competition no matter what it is.
Absolutely, and so, you know, that's when we look at the likes of Papadakis and Cizeron, the reigning Olympic champions, who showcase that, and that's the reason that even if they made mistakes, they would still be contenders for leading the field.
Well, they have a personal best of 54.78. They think they might fall a little bit short on that score here. With this performance, it's a 48.15, and that'll put Chelsea and Shireen currently into 8th place. And a little disappointed with that score for sure. And there's so much that goes into the judging of each dance. It's hard to sometimes think about the score related to what they felt.
Yeah, and there you can see Sarah and Creel just making sense of it for the team, making sure that then, as we see the results thus far, that they are buoyed for the free dance to come.
And 2 more groups to come in the rhythm dance. We're going to take a short break during the ice resurfacing, and you're watching live coverage here of the road to Milano, skate to Milano. Stay with us. We'll be back after a short break.
根据风力而动。在山林里徒步，看群山照。在自然里，自然喧嚣也很动听。翻过一座山，探寻另一景色。这里没有外面的烦恼，只有天上画着的星为我们指引着方向。无论你在哪里，在做什么，自然都会诚挚的邀请你的服务，与伯希和一起恢复自然。
Welcome back to Beijing and skate to Milano. I'm Ted Barton along with Mark Hanratty. Group number 3 in the rhythm dance coming up, Mark.
And opening this third group, the Swedish team, Mila Rud-Reiten and Nikolai Mayrov. They're sprinting. They're racing out there.
As we saw a little earlier, the energy of the entrance carries over into the performance sometimes.
And now to the Italian representatives here, Giulia Isabella Paolino and Andrea Tuba.
Representing Spain,
And fresh from the news that Asaf Kazimov has achieved Spanish citizenship, he and partner Sofia Val make their way to the ice.
representing Hungary,
And now to the Hungarian team, Maria Ignateva and Daniil Zemko.
representing Poland, Sophia Dolan,
And now to the Polish representatives, Sofia Dewal and Wiktor Kulesza.
skaters your 5-minute warm-up begins now.
运动员现在进行5分热身。
Okay, here we go. So, impressions after the first 2 groups.
I think we have seen in the first 2 groups that mistakes have been made. It would be ignorant not to acknowledge it, and I think that is a testament to the nerves in the arena.
Yeah.
But then we've also heard from some of the skaters that have competed already in this event saying how exciting it is to be here and that the energy is good. I think as we watch these last 2 groups and the knowledge that these are the higher ranked skaters in the world rankings in this event, ultimately the skating skills will prove a lot of the result. And so even as we look now at Mila and Nikolai, there is increased glide, there is increased flow. Oh, that was cool.
Ah, really cool.
And so that is why we can so heavily expect. Oh gosh. Oh, nice to see. Just checking that they're all okay. Interesting to see for Paulina and Tuba still, they're working their skating skills. They're doing their exercises. They're connecting with the ice, ensuring that their knees and ankles are functioning for a good glide. Whereas we've seen some of the other teams already immediately get into the element rehearsal.
Well, as you said, we're going to see perhaps more seasoned competitors or a little higher rank for a reason, obviously. So they may have a little bit more control over their emotions right at the moment, but it's warm-up. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens in competition. But the moment, the interesting enough, Mark, this is every 4 years, this event, because this event doesn't exist.
Yes.
Right? So this is new to them. So although they do Challenger Series and they do Grand Prix events, et cetera, this road to Milano or skate to Milano is of a higher level of more stress because it's a dream of a whole lifetime.
Yeah, and I think, for us working with members of the International Skating Union, we were aware that this event, this is the inaugural event, the inaugural time this has had an independent Olympic qualifying figure skating competition. And it was originally intended to have the kind of level of status akin to a junior Grand Prix, that's what we were told. But the team have explained that it has it feels like on its own right, elevated the energy to more Grand Prix type status. It's only once in every 4 years, though, like you said, Ted, so that in itself gives it extra impetus.
Well, look at the building. Yes, we don't have, at least at this moment, a lot of people in the stands. We will a little bit later in the weekend, but this building is like an Olympic, well, it was an Olympic building.
Yeah.
Just look at the way it's dressed up. And you walk in off the bus into this venue, and you're thinking, oh my God, this is like the Olympic Games.
Yeah.
Because it looks like it,
Yeah.
and it feels like it.
And, for us, as we continue to try to just get a little bit more backstory from these athletes, we're watching some of their social media, and I feel like every social media that I've seen of these skaters, it's got a video of this venue. It's worthy of making, the social media because it's so grand, it's so impressive, it's got its own kind of, just the very venue has energy. Never mind when you add in the potential once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be an Olympian. It's got, it's simmering. It's like a hot tinder roof. It's
So, asking about your career, what was the Olympic vision or dream current in your lead up, or your hope, or your wishes in your career?
Well, it's such a good point. Well, it's a tragic point because I didn't make it, but for me, I aspired to be an Olympian like so many, competitive elite athletes. And, for me, the Olympics that I was gunning for, the time in my career was 2010. It was like my password. It was everything, to my devices. It was everything. That Olympics was in the forefront of my mind to become an Olympian. It consumed my daily practice. It was just, we only have so many thoughts throughout our day, but I think when you're aspiring to be an Olympian, a fairly high percentage of your day-to-day thoughts are pertaining to the Olympic Games. Yeah. And so now, for me, I thinking back on that time for me, I can't imagine even how the athletes are composing themselves as well as they do. At least they have the control in their hands. Right now, for us as commentators, I wish I could do it for them, but I don't wish I could do it for them because they're far better than I ever could. So.
No, it's an exciting time. There's no question, and we understand that dream. But I think the skaters at this stage and this level of their career understand where they rank. Some of them will have a shot at those spots. Some of them will make that, but many of them understand this is a long shot, maybe, but they want to go through with it.
Yeah,
and it's pride to even qualify to get to this level.
Yes. Representing your nation.
Yeah.
Oof.
Okay, group number 3, here we go.
And as 4 of the teams leave the ice, it paves the way for this 60-meter by 13-meter ice surface for the Swedish team. And now we do really start to get into contention, or expectant contention, for one of the 4 spots for Milano Cortina. So we open the group with the Swedish team, Mila Rud-Reitan and Nikolai Mayrov.
She is 19, he is 25. Mila, born in Norway, formerly competed for Germany. Nikolai was a single skater, competed at the 2022 Olympics in singles. They teamed up in 2023. Swedish champions, 17th at Europeans, 25th at Worlds.
bolsillos de mis pensamientos. Por ti, por ti, por ti. He dejado todo sin mirar atrás. Aposté la vida y me dejé ganar. Te extraño, porque vive en mí tu recuerdo. Te olvido, a cada minuto lo intento. Es que ya no tengo remedio. Te extraño, te olvido y te amo.
Wow, that was great energy.
Yeah, I think we're heading definitely into the contention spot. Mila Roderaiten and Nikolai Myrov. And to me, Ted, it's gobsmacking to think that Nikolai competed in 2022 in a different discipline. And you know, there's one thing becoming an ice dancer when you're that caliber of single skater, but what impresses me so much about Nikolai is that he doesn't look like he's fresh off of singles.
No.
Stylistically, the work has been done to...
It's exactly what I was going to say. Like, I'm going, did he really skate at the Olympics in singles?
2022.
I know, because he looks completely comfortable in ice dance. And as we take a look at the scores, high levels of GOE, great of execution, the quality score added to the base value of these elements because of the speed and the quality presented by this team. And I think we'll see, if not new leaders, very close to it. We'll find out.
And as Rostislav Zinitsin joins in their coach ringside, the skating skills component score is the same for singles and for dance, but there is an unspoken stylistic difference. And I think undoubtedly Mila still showcases more line and aesthetic than Nikolai does, but they have worked together so well to find this complement stylistically, and you can see him spotting, even the concept of spotting a partner as a single skater, unique.
Yeah, to pay attention to someone else when you were the only one on the ice for so long, right?
But then you beg the question, you know, triple axel or spotting somebody else? I suppose perhaps that gives him a context of relaxing.
Triple axel or twizzle?
Yeah.
Both difficult.
You can see Mila does have gorgeous line as you see the transitional content with that lift. Beautiful body control, and that is an aspect of skating skills too. There we see what is the significant conclusion point to the pattern dance type step sequence, a little akin to Tango Romantica, one of the famed pattern of compulsory dances of years gone by. Testament to the range of movement that Mila has with the drop into the splits to conclude the program.
Well, they look pretty happy with that performance, so they should be look clean from this point. As we see the scores, they look good.
Oh, but now we're really, I don't know, now we're seeing people that want more than just representation here. They want representation of the games.
They feel they can be in the game here, challenging for those spots.
Oh, I can't.
These numbers will tell the story. 69.30. He looks even surprised at that. A high five and a hug. And that puts them in first place with a great score. That may very well catapult them into contention. We'll see. We have more teams to come, of course.
And it means just as much to him now, you think?
Yeah.
He's already an Olympian, but it means just as much now.
Yeah, new discipline. Cool.
Our next skaters represent Italy.
And now to the Italian team, Giulia Isabella Paolino and Andrea Tuba. And this team, just in their third season together, just their second senior season. And they said that they worked really hard over the summer with a specific goal to win the Italian qualifying competition at the end of August, which has earned them this spot.
Thunder all through the night. Promise to see Jesus in the morning light. Take my hand, it'll be alright. Come on, save your soul tonight.
Well, just about 5 points shy, technically, of the leaders at the moment, but still good dance.
Yeah, great dance. Giulia, Isabella Paulino, and Andrea Tuba, full of passion and energy, as you would expect from an Italian ice dance team. And this team, you know, like some of the others here, is vying for a spot for their nation. There are so many great Italian ice dance teams who all want to make the Olympic Games, and Giulia and Andrea have been given the opportunity to try to secure that. Absolutely earned it. And they've, you know, we talk about the enormity of the Olympic movement and how that impacts upon the adrenaline and the nerves of the athletes. There's further responsibility for Giulia and Andrea because they want the spot for them, but they know that there are others that also want the spot. And they are given the task of trying to secure it as Valparaiso joins them.
Yeah, it's a great privilege to represent your country here, but it's not guaranteed your spot. You want to guarantee it for the nation.
And it'd be interesting to look back on some of the slow-mo replay for Giulia and Andrea. So many brilliant highlights. I thought there were some little moments of maybe nervousness, understandably, as we look back at the twizzles. Signed a level 4 for both, but just slight lack of synchronicity.
Yeah, to me it seemed a little bit tight at the first half of the program, then really loosened up and a lot of energy in the second half.
Yeah, oh, what a great line there, the right forward inside edge. Judges looking to see the equality of the movement, so the quality of body control between both Giulia and Andrea to ensure that they can push the component scores up. And I was so mindful as we watched Giulia and Andrea doing the rotational lift. We've been watching the juniors, who have been wonderful, but certainly sensing the increased difficulty for the rotational lift. The grades of execution bound to be higher because of the choice of feature, not the choice of features, but the choice of difficulty within the features.
And certainly the ice coverage of speed across the ice.
Boom. Just shows what the performers the ice dancers are in the moment, and then out again.
Anxiously waiting for those scores. They will need a 69.31. They're going to fall quite short of that, I think. And it is a season's best, though. That's a 60.04. And with Giulia and Andrea currently in the 5th place.
保利诺和姆巴伊吕得分为60点04分，刷新赛季最好成绩，目前暂列第5位。
Our next skaters represent Spain.
And now to a team vying to achieve a second Spanish ice dance team representation at Milano Cortina. Sofia Val and Asaf Kazimov.
Sofia 20, Asaf 25. They were second at nationals last season.
¡Uepa! 1, 2, 3, un pasito para adelante, María. 1, 2, 3, un pasito para atrás.
Sophia Val and Asaf Kazimov share a hug at the conclusion of their rhythm dance. And actually there were a couple of moments within the rhythm dance performance from Sophia and Asaf where we got a little insight into the connection, and they looked like a real support of each other, and then that little snapshot into the feelings at the end.
Yeah, you could see her look at him you know, with a big smile.
Big team, good, great team effort. And for me, Ted... Oh! Well, they're happy. There's a couple of things that I love. The midline step sequence, the non-touch step sequence, some of the musicality in that I loved. And then the conclusion of their pattern dance type step sequence is a helicopter type movement that all the teams have to do to signify the end of that element. Theirs was particularly unique so far in this event, and yeah, I enjoyed it.
I think they skated max. You know, that was the energy. They didn't look like they held back or nervous or whatever. I don't know what score that's going to be, but all I know is they didn't look tight. They looked like they were loving the moment.
Yeah, hey. And you know, we have heard Ricky Martin. We've heard it already. We'll hear it multiple more times. It was a no-brainer for this team, the Spanish team, to want to use that. And you can see in the slow-mo their embracing of it as you see a kind of wally jump and then difficult entry, not making it easy for themselves to get the feature. And that's what the team, as we advance through the competition, will do. We'll see them choosing difficult entries, but really difficult entries that try to push for those positive features of creativity as an aspect of the judges to give them a higher vote.
You know, those could be a pretty good score. Looking at the GOEs, at the quality score for the elements, they're a little bit shy of the leader. That's going to make a difference in their placement. We'll see where that ends up.
And you know, as we look at also the skating skills, I love so many aspects of the composition of this, but the float, the glide, the ice coverage, and the speed dictates so much in ice dance. And what I can admire of the Swedish team leading the field thus far, definitely have more of that. Despite the fact that the presentation commitment, the investment in the concept of Ricky Martin was perfectly well showcased there.
They look happy with the performance in the kiss and cry. Now, what really matters is the scores attached to that performance.
The score is
Here they come. Focus on the numbers. It's a 68.35. That's a great score. That's putting them in contention here for Sophia and Asaf. That'll put them currently into second place.
Less than a point.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's good, boy.
It's just intense, this.
Oh, yeah.
So from one team vying to compete in the Olympics to another, the Hungarians Maria Ignateva and Daniel Zemko.
21 and 25 years old. They have been together since 2021. They represent Hungary. They are the champions. 14th at Europeans, 24th at Worlds last year.
And this team fresh off participation at the Challenger Series, the Lombardia Trophy last week, hoping to use that as an opportunity to progress higher in their scores in skate to Milano.
Mr. Bombastic. Mr. Lover, lover, now Mr. Lover, lover, girl. Mr. Lover, lover, now Mr. Lover, lover. She call me Mr. Bombastic, tell me fantastic. Touch me on me back, she says I'm Mr. Romantic. Call me fantastic, touch me on me back, she says I'm Mr. Smooth, just like a silk. Soft and cuddly, hug me up like a quilt. I'm a lyrical lover, now take me fin, no feel the boom. Where you say, girl? Smooth.
Here come Lil Saver, I'm the lyrical gangster. Big up the crew in the area, still living like that. No, no, we don't die, yes, we multiply. Anyone press will hear the fat lady sing. Act like you know, Rico, I know what Bo don't know. Touch them up and go, oh, cha-cha-ching-ching. Here come the hot snapper, I'm the lyrical gangster. Excuse me, Mr. Officer. Still living like that. Here come the sleeper. I'm the lyrical gangster. Big up the crew in the area. Still living like that. No, no, we don't die. Yes, we multiply. Them up and go. Oh, cha-cha-ching-ching. Come on, boy. Oh.
Maria Ignateva and Daniil Zemko representing Hungary. As I said, they've competed in back-to-back assignments using the Lombardia Trophy. They train in Italy as a warm-up for this event. Their score there was 62.33. They were 6th in the rhythm dance at that competition a week ago, but they did cite that they were a little frustrated with the tech score that they achieved. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not they've made the advancements without having had real training time, whether they've been able to just tweak the level, just paying particular attention to the 4 difficult turns in the pattern dance type step sequence and the aspiring 5 difficult turns that they'll have had in the midline.
You have to wonder back-to-back competitions when you're trying to make the Olympic Games. Is that an asset? Is that an advantage, or is it a drawback? They've had to travel. They competed last week, both physically and emotionally, maybe slightly drained, but you know the adrenaline coming into this is going to be high.
And the education, the feedback that they've had. I know, just it was so funny. Daniil, if you're going to choose Mr. Bombastic, I think he is the guy for the job. He's given the energy of Mr. Bombastic. This was a little, well, I mean, we're having to pick heroes for the Olympic spot, but you can see ever so slightly out of synchronicity, and that will impact on the grade of execution. It's still a positive UE for this team, but they'll be looking for pushing the +3s, +4s, and that lack of synchronicity there just will play into a less buoyant UE for the judges.
And we see it in super slow motion, so anything that's out, you'll see it.
Oh, we're getting a chance to see now the coaches, and normally, well, actually, Barbara Fusapoli is looking remarkably composed and relaxed. Normally, she's living every movement.
Maybe it's concerned. I don't know.
No, maybe so. I actually, and the rotation left, I thought for me was one of the best of the event thus far. The speed, the energy, and position, really good. And here within the non-touch steps, skaters are allowed to touch the ice, and exploiting that to showcase their individual strengths as they unite. Actually, this went a little off axis. She was a little bit to the side here, as intended, but
yeah, a little bit more difficult coming out of that, but they'll need a 69.3 true to take the lead. They may not make that with that dance, but we'll see how close they come. They want to be contention, close enough. Going into the
and it's so difficult. It's 62.33 last week, so you've got that in your brain space. Well, we want it to be higher than that, but now we want the Olympic spot, so we want it to not just be above 62.
No, it's got to be close.
And
there it is. It is a season's best with 64.58. That's the good news. But they're currently in 4th place. Some teams yet to skate. How far away?
Barbara's saying okay. She's now got to help the team not be despondent that they find themselves in fourth. Shake it off.
Our next skaters represent Poland.
And now to the Polish team of Sofia Dewal and Wiktor Kolesza.
Sofia, 18. Victor, 23. Polish senior champions, 24th at Europeans, 34th at Worlds last year.
Skating to gonna make you sweat for their rhythm dance. Poland's Sofia Dewal and Wiktor Kolesza. Bold, brave finish right in front of the judges for the Polish team. And this their first season as fully senior embedded skaters. Normally we've seen them start their season on the Junior Grand Prix, now outing at seniors, vying to secure a spot for Poland at the Winter Olympic Games.
Well, a great opportunity to gain experience in their journey, not only in this year, but years to come, obviously, in the next quad. But you know, you have to wonder, you know, how much this moment brings anxiety into a performance that dulls it down, because the team has energy, but, you know, sometimes we see it, and it's hard for an audience to see. We're watching both live in the rink, and we're watching on screen as well, is that the energy is maybe just a little bit less than what they probably do in practice for a whole number of reasons. And not just them. Many teams.
All of the teams. Sylvia in the back greets them ringside. Their long-time coach is so supportive of them.
She's great.
I hope we get to see the entry into the Twizzles, because it was just ridiculously difficult. I know some of the transitional content choreography by... Oh, here it is. I mean, mean, that's just
That
nuts.
is.
Like, how do you even come up with that in your brain? That
So
is-
much potential for being out of sync to start it.
Oh, and the rationale for that is to boost the grade of execution. It would tick the positive feature box of creativity. And that's something that I remember from this team as juniors. They had some transitional content that was really, really difficult. As the team continues to forge more of a long-term partnership, they'll be able to add the quality to the difficulty. And, you know, when we think about those that will be competing at the Winter Olympic Games in Milano Cortina, Madison Chalk, Anthony Bates, Charlie Wiener, Marco Fabri, Piper and Paul, Adam Lewis, these are teams that have been together, some of them for over a decade with, you know, endless experience together. So hopefully that'll be the case for Sophie and Victor.
And that difficult entry for the Twizzlers resulted in level 2 for her.
And a negative GOE.
And a negative GOE. So, you know, great entry.
But I think, you know, with a coach like Sylvia, long-term investment, hopefully, in the team.
Yeah. Yeah, this is gain experience. Also go after that spot. 56.43, that will put Sophia Victor currently in the 9th place.
9th place.
洛帕尔的国里山1.0分分类56.43分不在赛
So that is the end of group number 3, with the final group about to take to the ice, the higher ranked teams.
And there are 5 of them going on the ice, but there are only 4 spots. I can't handle it.
Yeah. Got to watch the warm-up.
Yeah.
Let's welcome our final group of ice dancers.
欢迎第4组运动员入场。
Representing Ireland,
爱尔兰组合。
Caroline Soucis and Shane Furious.
And now to the Irish champions, Caroline Soucis and Shane Furious, husband and wife team.
Representing Japan, Yoshida Fukana and Morita Masaya.
And to the Japanese team of Yutana Yoshida and Masaya Morita. Really cool concept of Dance Dance Revolution for their rhythm dance. And now to a team that just had confirmation of their participation here days ago. Maria Pinchuk and Mikita Pogorelov.
Representing Australia, Colin Harris and Jason Chan.
Now to kind of the poster kids for this event, we've seen gorgeous picture of Holly Harris and Jason Chan in and around the city of Beijing promoting Skate to Milano.
Representing Lithuania, Alison Reed and South Africa.
Here are the heavy favourites, not just to secure a spot, but to win this title, Alison Reed and Saulius Ambrolevikus.
Skaters, your 1-minute warm-up begins now.
运动员现在将进行5分钟表现。
Well, five minutes separate the teams from their chance to bid for a space.
So
in the
what
games.
would the audience maybe notice on screen that's different in this group than the other?
Actually, when I consider the teams that we have seen thus far already, I actually think we have seen some that have showcased good quality skating skills. What I suspect that we might see from this group of skaters is more experience and self-assurity, perhaps, insofar as they are literally more experienced in international events of this caliber. However, we take that and we mix it with more expectation, because these are the ones that are tipped to take the spot. So it's kind of the yin and yang of
I love the way you said, however.
however, well, and I think now,
And do you think this group coming on last, they know that their scores have got them in this group, that they are closer to obtaining that goal than anyone else, and therefore maybe a little bit more pressure, a little bit more nerves?
yeah, and I think when I consider my review of the Boston World Championships, which was the initial opportunity for teams to qualify a spot at the Olympic Winter Games, there were, especially in the rhythm dance, which we're watching now, there were a host of mistakes made. And that's because, I presume, because the teams knew it was the World Championship, so it's high pressure anyway, but it was double layered with the responsibility of securing a spot. And so now, I don't even want to put that out into the ether, Ted. No, everybody's going to skate great, everybody's going to do their best, the judges will do what's necessary.
Let's leave it at that.
And the result will be the top 4 teams are the best teams
Yeah.
to justify the position to become Olympians.
You're getting nervous, aren't you?
I know how much it must mean to them, and I know that, you know, for some, this may literally change their lives, not insofar as they are likely to become Olympic medalists and use that, but it may change life plans. You know, if teams come into this event hoping to become 2026 Olympians and they come out without it, do they stay 4 more years?
Well, the thing is, when you go through life and you look back on it, there are defining moments that you didn't know was a defining moment.
Yeah.
It changed the course of your life. You don't know that. Whether it's a positive one or a negative one, the negative one actually sometimes changes it into a positive way. You just never know, right? They're in the moment. That's what they're doing. They're focusing on what they're trying to achieve here. But later on in life, they may look at this moment in a different way.
That is so true. And, you know, as we look at Holly and Jason, you know, we were talking about our own experiences. For me, not making Olympic Games was devastating, like crushingly devastating. And I couldn't watch the Olympic Games for the next 2 Olympic cycles because I was so crushed at the concept of not being able to achieve a dream that I had. However, it will go on and then potentially serve as a real positive you can make the most of. But right now, right in this moment, this is everything to these people.
I was told I was going to be on the Olympic team until I broke my foot. Put the blade through my foot at Christmas just a month before and couldn't do it. So, yeah, that was a pretty dark time. But, you know, it's also what makes you a little bit stronger and change your course. It changed my course of my life.
And I mean, we look at the likes of Alison and Saulius now already. They've been through those kind of crushing frustrations or disappointments twice. They have been in the spots to be at the Olympics, but they didn't have the citizenship. And now Alison, she's already competed in the Winter Olympic Games for a different nation. Now with Saulius, he hasn't. Twice though already. 2 previous Olympic cycles they've been they've secured the spot. Now they've had to work even harder to make it after the mistake at Worlds. It just blows my mind the pressure.
We talked to Alison a little earlier this week. Her sister is here, Kathy Reed, as a coach. And I've never seen 2 sisters speak so similar. They're so similar. It's so delightful.
And again, that kind of gives us an insight into the commitment for these humans into their pursuit of Olympic Games, because Alison is here vying to get a spot for Lithuania. Her sister, who we know she adores, they are best friends, they are best mates. She could barely spend any time with her sister, who's her best friend, that she doesn't live on the same continent as. But she's prioritizing getting a spot for Lithuania at the Winter Olympic Games in ice dance, over and above hanging out with her best friend, her sister, her, you know, that's the commitment that they're making. It's not just the years of devotion.
I think one of the frustrating things, I think, for television commentators, ourselves included, is the richness of the stories behind these athletes on their journey to get to this moment on this day. It's incredible. Done a lot of research, incredible stories. We don't have the time to tell them. We wish in some way that the audience could know the journey that they took, not only of these skaters, but the mothers and the fathers and the families and the coaches. And, you know, it's rich life. It's what it is. It's full of incredible moments, highs and lows.
We can never encapsulate what has gone behind these moments for these people right now. But we've got to try.
We will. It's all up to you.
Skate guards put on to 8 skaters, leaving just 2 on the ice now. The Irish champions, Caroline Soucis and Shane Fetus.
Caroline, 30. Shane is 31. They used to represent Canada up to 2022. They became the first ice dance team from Ireland to compete at the European Championships and the World Championships, which all happened in 2024.
And one of the tracks that they will skate to for them, rhythm dance step by step. That is the approach that they have had to their career, which they hope to cap off with an Olympic qualifying spot.
Step by step, ooh baby, gonna get to you, girl. Step by step, ooh baby, gonna get to you, girl. Step by step. Baby,
Well, Mark, I've seen this team for many, many years in Canada and now internationally for Ireland. This is the best that I have seen this team skate, number one. Number two, the music was a perfect match, obviously. It's the 90s. You mentioned about the costumes.
Yeah, and the costumes obviously have no impact on the judges' scores, but I think it's actually been hard as we've watched this season unveil to really encapsulate the 1990s, perhaps as much as we've seen in previous seasons in the rhythm dance with the 80s and the 70s. And this is giving me very much 90s vibes. And when Caroline and Shane Fetus started this performance, my immediate awareness was that this is a team that have been together longer. They've had a 9-year partnership. They want to end on their terms with material they are proud of in this their final competitive season. But I just thought immediately as they entered into the opening elements, you can see the difference of a team that have been together for a long time. Tighter,
and
more uniform.
Recently married. And this is the most connected. And they've always been good dancers, this is not a question, but this, to me, was their best performance overall. And they had to push to the limit. And I think they did. We'll see what the score is, but great job.
And actually, as we look at their entry into the Twizzles, they said because the Irish National Championships are held in June, which is a kind of odd time for national championships, they haven't really had a break since Worlds. And perhaps that's why I was citing how tight and together they looked, when most teams would have a post-World Championship little downtime. And maybe it's because they've committed to this essentially being their final season. It's all in. They are all invested in to make history for Irish skating and trying to become first Irish ice dance team of the game.
And maybe they feel they could do better. I don't know. This was just the best that I have seen this team, and they are ready for this moment.
I liked even the way in which the right arm for Shane has been extended to make that line
that
between
angle.
the two.
Yeah. Small detail, but important.
Well, everything is just to attract, I keep saying it, with the positive features. I want to get as many as possible to boost that GOE. The dancers know GOE means everything. Creative execution and level, of course. Not an easy finish position right in front of the judges on the toe picks there. Raskalaev joins them, and they have, I'm guessing, some fans here with the banners and the kiss and cry.
Well, this is a special moment, an important moment for this team. The score for the rhythm dance, 64.53. That'll put them in 5th place. You can see Shane just going, just let's try what we want, what we need.
Oh gosh, the plot thickens.
Chinese team skating a lot earlier really have maintained that position for a long time through this event.
Yutana Ishida and Masaya Morita, a really cool concept this, based on DDR Dance Revolution, which was the video game where you started to see skaters, or people dancing to video games, and I love the concept behind this for Yutana and Masaya. Yutana Yoshida and Masaya Morita complete their rhythm dance. And we've spoken about the 90s concept, and arguably perhaps there's not as much to grip onto in the 90s as we saw within previous seasons with 70s and 80s. But this idea of the Dance Revolution that explained the team used, do you remember when the players that you had to stand on a platform and hit coloured arrows as you watched the screen? I remember it from the 1990s, and I think what an amazing concept for them to go with. The music had lyrics in reference to their nation. They represent Japan. I just love the concept behind what this team have produced. But what's also impressive to me is the speed and the ice coverage from this team as well, which I think will play an even greater part in their scores.
The pace of the music. They had to keep up to that.
Yeah.
And that was resulting in what we saw.
Yeah.
It was incredible. There was high speed, high pace. They did a great job.
And actually, I need to check in with their coach, Kathy Reed, just to check how much Yoshida and Morita have done as single skaters, because they had some of the brilliant freedom that the single skaters have. Stylistically, it still looks like ice dancers, but they did have a flow and a glide and a freedom that makes me
some individuality,
suspect.
but that was connected.
That was nice.
Yeah, really cute.
And that opening, you can see them stamping as if they were recreating the concept behind the video game here. Right back inside Twizzle. Maybe not as clean, and like he's flexing his feet, he's not pointing his toes, so it's not as refined. However, there's nothing really to say in the component criteria, point your toes for more points. Aesthetic line, yeah, maybe, but it's not as pivotal as the ice coverage which they showcase.
Well, there's so much going on, and you're a very detail-oriented toe pointer.
But to be, as much as I am drawn aesthetically to clean line, Yutana and Masaya absolutely delivering for what the judges need. Judges need for skating skills. They're looking for the flow, the glide, the power, and the speed, and that was showcased.
Oh yeah.
And in terms of composition, in that regard, is how the program is built in relation to the music. And that they did.
Well, their personal best is 68.94. Their season's best is just 62.81. But I have a feeling this score here is going to certainly be their season's best, no question of that.
And but it's 69.3 that's presently
Yeah,
leading.
it's the leader, so how close will that come?
And it's just, for me, it's thinking, oh my goodness, if it's close for the free dance, it's even more tense.
You want to be less than a point away
Oh, well.
from a spot. Season's best, 69.14. That is second so far in the rhythm dance, and that puts them totally in the mix. Mark?
It's just, it's too much. Can't take it.
You're stressing out.
Well done. Great job. They did their job, and now free dance to come.
Our next skaters represent Ukraine.
接下来的他们是乌克兰。
Maria Bichuk and Nikita
And now to the Ukrainian team of Maria Pinchuk and Mikita Pogorelyov. And this team have just had confirmation of their spot here at last week's Lombardia
Wow.
Trophy. Just amazing. Whitney Houston, the soundtrack for this rhythm dance. Maria Pinchik and Mikita Pogoryov completed their rhythm dance, a team that didn't have the optimal preparation. They had a knee injury which forced them out of the Bolero Cup just a couple of weeks ago. And as I say, it wasn't till last week that they found out that they would be here. The start, I thought, was so sharp.
Yeah, it was great.
So crisp. I thought it fatigued a little bit through the choreo rhythm sequence, and then the rotational lift got me a little anxious on the edge of my seat. So I think the GOE for those two elements will be lower, and I think if we were to score this performance on the first half, I think we'd have a different components assigned to the team than perhaps the latter half. So we shall see. And you know, the further thing for Maria and Mikita is not just trying to secure the spot for themselves, but they are doing it for the nation. And there's competition within the nation. There are more than just themselves that want this spot.
It was a great start to the program, and as you said, the energy just drained a bit partway, about halfway through.
And perhaps that in reaction to the lack of optimal preparation, because here, Twizzle's crisp, clean leg line, sharp, good long pushes, you know, working with Matteo, Barbara, and Katarina, the length of push is always so good. They have such good basic skating skill, fundamental awareness. Point his index finger to match up. Yeah.
Detail.
And that's what we have to do. We're vying for Olympic spots. You know.
Just not the same crispness at the end as it was at the start, but
that could be the knee injury. That could have been those last final run-throughs. And do you know what? Another factor we've got to consider for the teams here is the adrenaline could be so all-consuming that they could fatigue quicker just by keeping at bay those cortisol levels in their body.
And 2 weeks, I mean, back-to-back with the travel and the emotional roller coaster that takes you to qualify to get here, which they did last week, which took an emotion, and now to try to get that spot. It's a lot.
But again, as we see Katarina and Matteo, they are so invested. I wish we could get cameras on them.
Yeah, 62.11. It is a season's best, but it'll put Maria and Mikita currently into 8th place.
But they look very accepting of that, which is great. Oh, that's great. Love
that's
that.
really great. Yeah.
Our next skaters represent Australia.
And now to the Australian representatives, Holly Harris and Jason Chan.
22 and 29 years old. Holly born in Sydney, Jason in Montreal. They are Australian senior champions, 7th at 4 continents, 19th at the World Championships last year.
Like a movie scene in the sweetest dream, I pictured us together. Now to feel your lips on my fingertips, have to say is even better than I ever thought it could possibly be. It's perfect, it's passion, it's setting me free from all of my sadness, the tears that I cried. I have spent all of my life. Waiting for tonight, oh, when you would be here in my arms.
Holly Harris and Jason Chan from Australia, and they didn't qualify for the 2022 Winter Olympics. They have 4 times since then been within the top 20 at the World Championships. It was so unfortunate for this team because they were the only team that qualified for the free dance at the Boston World Championships that didn't guarantee the spot to compete in the Olympics. And they'd said that they have been waiting for this event ever since the World Championships. They have been gearing up for this for months.
And you know them well because you toured with them on the Torvill and Dean tour in Australia before this event.
Yeah, and so having, that was kind of their off season. They didn't really have an off season because they were performing in Australia on that tour. And chatting to them at that point, you could hear them considering even what costumes to wear. Even during that tour, they were fixated on this event. We knew that this was all what they were gearing up to become Australian ice dance representatives at Olympic Games. And the costume choice, Holly, I think by Mathieu Caron is quite wonderful. She looks amazing. But
not that it gets points.
Not that it matters.
Not that it gets points.
Matters, yeah,
we just clarify that.
Yeah. But here, you can see, as opposed to when they vied for an Olympic spot in the previous Olympic cycle, now with Holly and Jason, they've always been great skaters. There were accomplished single skaters as well. But there's an assurity now and a confidence as we see a little bit of a showcase to their single skating prowess with the loop jump entry. But here, we know how much it means to everybody, and Holly and Jason are no exception. And they, as I said, they carry the responsibility of being the poster children for this event because they're around the venue everywhere. But I didn't doubt them. I felt on the opening twizzles, there've been enough run-throughs done for this team to know that despite any nerves and adrenaline, they could deliver.
Well, their personal best is 71.58. If they beat that score with this performance, they will take the lead, coming with 1 team left.
And actually for Holly and Jason, as we've seen them entering into the rotational lift, I actually feel like this is the first performance of a team that they're not actually vying for an Olympic spot just. This was a performance of what are we going to get at the Olympics. I feel like this was more about their place in the world. Like this was, it was more than just that.
Not hoping. They took control. They took control of this. Yeah.
I actually feel like that performance was, I've been so stressed out wondering how everybody's going to do it. I was like, oh no, you've just delivered.
Yeah.
You deserve I believe that this deserved a spot at the Olympic Games. And the rhythm dance section of the event.
We will find out in
should have
just
said
a
that
moment. No, I know. Don't jinx.
No. Oh my gosh.
Pascal Denis, part of the team in Montreal, in the kiss and cry with them as they wait this very important set of numbers.
Okay, now they don't look so. Now they're a little.
Yeah, now they're a little tense. 73.35, a good score. That is first with 1 team to come. Smiles on their face. The free program, the free dance, still yet to be skated, but they put themselves in a very good spot.
Yeah, that's a pretty hearty lead, 4 points. Breathe a little sigh of relief before the free dance.
Yeah. Our final skaters represent Lithuania.
Well, we didn't really feel we would see this team at this event, but Alison Reed and Stelios Ambrulevicius have been through so much already, and now 1 more hurdle for them to compete at the Winter Olympics for Lithuania.
So this is it, a chance to represent their country. Alison just received citizenship in December 2024.
I'm too sexy for my love, too sexy for my love, love's going to leave. Germany.
in this massive, high-pressure cooker of an event, it's so nice to see a performance from Alison Reed and Stelios Ambrelevicius, which just makes it easy for us all to say, okay, that was the best. They deserve their spot thus far, and I could not be more relieved for a team that have gone through so much to be here to just see them skate cleanly. I'm relieved.
It's like you're the coach.
Oh my gosh.
Skating with them. Yeah, they left no doubt. They looked secure. There was no, oh my gosh, this is our moment. They went for it.
And you know, we get invested as fans of the sport. We're invested in the lives of these humans, and it's just such, you know, relief to know that people that have given so much to the sport over so many years will hopefully now get closer, one step closer to the recognition that they deserve. And I think you can see a little bit of the emotion from Alison there. Hugs Patrice.
Yeah, you wonder whether a moment like this is actually heightened more than the Olympic performance itself.
Yeah,
because that is the end of the road.
Yeah, that's such a good question, because you know, I wish them all the very best for Alison and Stelios, but I don't think there'll be a medal contention in the games. But getting there is what it takes. We saw their training mates Holly and Jason do a single loop jump as part of their preparation. They did a single salco as the preparation. Difficult entry. Group C feature for their twizzles. Little hiccup here on the rotation, I thought, for Alison, but still coming in at a level 4, so all good.
Oh, they have a personal best of 81.19. Anything close to that will take the lead for sure. Great expression.
And remember, it was the rhythm dance that caused them the problems of the world, so there must have been, they have competed this season already, they did well at the Bolero Cup, but I'm sure there was, they have some anxiety and memories and what's the next and buts, but they delivered.
It's always that just a little bit of a doubt of something that's happened in the past that will creep in at the moment that you least need it or don't want it, but it didn't.
No. Thank goodness.
There they are.
And there's Chris Reed, the picture that we see every time in the Kiss and Cry, Alison's brother.
The scores, please.
She still looks nervous. She's still,
Totally.
it's going to be okay.
All 4 of them. It's an 80.95. There you go. That is a sigh of relief as they take the lead. Wow. You can see how much this means. It's a competition, yes, but it's bigger than that. It's also a dream.
Nah. Celebrations all around, well deserved, and relief. Oh. Whew.
You're exhausted, aren't you?
Man, this is intense. Gosh, look at the proximity of those scores. Only 4 teams guarantee a spot at the Winter Olympic Games, and it's just the intent. I've got to turn up for the free dance, and they all do too. A lot to fight for.
That's for sure. As we take a look at the standings so far after the rhythm dance, and wow, that's exciting. We have 3 more events to come.
And you know, we care about ice skating and we care about the people, and you know, the Olympics is the creme de la creme, is the pinnacle of our sport. So we want everybody to have the experience, but not everybody necessarily deserves the experience. The skating needs to justify it. But you feel, you know, from a human perspective, you want everybody to enjoy it.
Well, you know, there'll be many more teams that might be a little bit more disappointed than full of joy. That's the numbers. That's just the math, of course. But still, they're so excited to be here, and the ISU and the Chinese Figure Skating Association have put together such a wonderful event, first time ever, individual and its own event, that I think the experience of these athletes to come here and to challenge for an Olympic spot has been a great honor.
Yeah, just, you know, looking at the results of this rhythm dance, 67.59 is 6th place, 69.3, so less than 2 points between 6th and 3rd. And as we have said already this season, there has been movement in the junior ranks, and although we assume that the seniors will be more consistent, as you said, Ted, the Olympics is an entirely different beast, and so you can't account for consistency in the same way. You cannot replicate this level of pressure, this level of anticipation.
No matter how good the teams are, you know, a click of the blades can take down
Don't
two.
shush.
No, we're not
But
even in
it's
the
true.
event. We're after the event. Can take down two and take the points away. So
Yep.
it is not a done deal. It is close, and there'll be a lot more tension coming into the free program, of course, particularly for those ones that are within range.
And that's I mean, for the top two places, particularly, I mean, Alison and Salis, they have given themselves a comfortable buffer thus far. Holly and Jason is looking pretty good for them with a 4-point lead, but then third
After
to
that,
sixth.
yeah.
Ooh.
Well, that concludes our coverage of the rhythm dance. Up next will be the Paris Short program coming up in just a little while. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage of this Skate to Milano, the rhythm dance. The free dance will take place tomorrow.
I'm just too nervous to even think about the schedule. We just know that we've got lots of great skating, the pairs, the men, the women, all to come. And yeah, it's just all too
We
exciting.
hope you enjoy this. We'll hope you join us for the rest.